Good afternoon. My name is Jan, and I'll be your company store webinar presenter today. Let's get started and let's talk about what is a company store. A company store is a place where you can put your clients' products in one place for them to purchase. You can completely customize it to their needs and use. So let's get started and build our first company store. In the company store, the first thing we need to do is to log into ESP. So in the address bar, we're going to type in www.searchesp.com, press the enter key, and there we have the ability to log in. We're going to enter your credentials and log in. Once you're logged into ESP, we'll be working with the second tab, the website admin tab. When we click on this tab, you'll notice when you've been assigned a company store, there'll be a blue button on the right, Store Licenses to Build. Click Start. When we first set up a company store, there are several things that we need to do quickly just to get the store up and running, and then we're going to work on customizing it for our customer. Today's presentation deals with a company store for the General Medical Center. They have multi-departments, and what they do is they want products available for the employees so that they have scrubs available to them and uniforms. They also want products for the staff that deals with the administration part of the hospital. So we're going to need some office products in that area. So let's get started. The first step is to choose a template. If you'll notice on the left, we have filters to help us narrow down our choices for templates. We can choose by logo size, look at all the templates we have, look at traditional size logos or large. The template type, we could look at all templates or look at an industry template. And further, we can refine our template choices by the add-ons that are available, such as video, social feed, and Google Map. For today's demonstration, I'm going to choose the healthcare for the General Medical Center, and their color is blue. So I'm going to click on the dark blue color so I could take a look at this template. And I'm just going to scroll up a little so it's easier to see. When you click on a color and then move to the center, you have the ability to preview that template in that color. And if it is what you'd like, click on my color, choose select this time because I did preview it in blue. And we're going to move on to the second step. The second step, we're going to need to add a store title and give it a URL that's meaningful to our store users. So my store title is going to be General Medical Center. And the URL I'm going to use is, again, General Medical Center. And you'll notice it gets the add-on logoshop.com. I'm going to add centers, and because General Medical Center was already used, and then I'm going to proceed to the next step. Here I have the ability to upload a store logo, or I can type in the text if I don't have a logo. Let's see how the upload a store logo works. You'll click the link, Upload File. This will take you to an area where you can pick from the files or the logos that are already available to you, or in the top right left corner you can click Upload Image, search your computer for a file, and add it to the area you want. When you find a logo that you want to use, simply Double-click it and choose Open, and when you do, it will appear down at the bottom below. Now, when you do see a logo that you want to use, hover over the logo and choose Select. I'm just going to move down a little bit and see if I find one I can use for the General Medical Center. And this one looks just fine. I'm going to choose Select. Again, if I didn't have a logo that would work, I could click in this box and type in General Medical Center. When you're done with your logo area, we're going to click Proceed to the next step, to Step 3. Now it's asking us for some information about the company. The first thing it wants is the company name. I'm going to type in General Medical Center. And when I see it show up below, I can select it, General Medical Centers. I'm going to create a new company. And again, it's going to ask me for the name, General Medical Centers. And I need to add a phone number. And an email. I'm using store@generalmedicalcenter.com. And an address. The address is 3333 Tillman Drive in Bensalem. You can see I've got pop-ups leading addresses. I can choose one that's correct, add it in, and click Save to save on typing. I need to put dashes in my phone number to make my phone number work, so I'm quickly going to move back up, put the dashes in the phone number, and save my record. And I'm going to proceed to the next step. In the next step, here we have the ability to create introductory text and about us text. I'd like to make my introductory text a little more customized for this store. I do have some saved already, so I'm just going to paste the information into the box. And I'm just going to delete what's there and quickly paste in the text that I wrote for it. And then the About Us is a good fit for us, so I'm just going to leave the About Us text alone, and I'm going to move to the next step. The next step is asking me to put in a name and address for this company. I'm going to choose General Medical Centers, and there you can see it filled in the address and information that I typed in a few minutes ago. At the bottom, it talks about social networking. Clicking on this link, I have the ability to add links for social networking. I do have a Facebook link for General Medical Center, so I'm going to copy and paste that in here. There we go. And now I'm going to save the link, and we're going to proceed to the next step. The next step is asking me to add a product collection onto the home page, and there is one here that is available that will work quite nicely. It's the Health and Fitness Fair. So I'm going to begin typing the name of the product collection. I do see it over on the right. I'm going to choose that particular product collection and then move down the page to proceed to the next step. Now, if I didn't find a product collection that I wanted, I could skip for now, but I just want something on the store to give me a good idea of visually how it's going to look. So right now, the site builder is building my company store with the information that it gave me, and we're all ready to begin to customize it in just a moment. Here, we could see at the top, the logo on the left, Welcome to the General Medical Centers. You can see my new welcome text that I added and the product collection. along with information about how to contact us. I'm going to publish the store right now, but don't worry, no one is going to see this until I give them the URL for it. So it's perfectly fine. We just want to get this published so we can begin to customize it. So we're going to just close this tab for a minute and move back into our website admin. You'll notice under My Site, you now have a listing for the new store you built, General Medical Center. So we need to customize this site. We need to add some products and product collections, and we need to password protect this site and set up users. So we're going to begin by clicking Edit Site, and that's going to take us to our company store builder. From this general page at the very top is a blue bar for My Sites, where you're going to be able to see all the websites and stores you have available to you. The Global Feature area is an area where you can create saved searches, create coupons to be used on your site, create custom products that are particular for your customer. You can build images and text that's particular to this company store using the content library. You can also exclude products using exclusion list. You can look up products using coded product area or a CPN number. If someone is requesting information about a product, you can use info request. You can look at visitor activity reports and Google Analytics. Now these global features are covered under the Advanced ESP website webinar and won't be covered in depth in today's training. The media library area is an area where you can upload images for use in your company store. Again, this is covered under the advanced features for websites and isn't covered in depth in today's training. The products area is an area you can use to add products to collections. The product collection area is an area you'll use to create product collections and add items to those collections. Moving back to My Site, where we see the General Medical Center, once we click the Edit Site button, we're going to have a new menu on the left. This menu also has more additional features and does deal with the things we're covering today. Edit website design, we covered in the 6 steps to set up your website quickly, templates and colors. So if you ever wanted to change the template or the color of the template, you could come to this area and just like we did in the demonstration, hover over a color block to get a quick view of what your template would look like, and then select your template that you want and save it. My Site logo is an area you can use to upload your logo. Again, you can browse for a new image or upload new images or use text if that's what you'd prefer. You can assign your font using the font. We have several basic fonts for you to use on your website that are very clear and good for website reading. The Pages and Menus area will allow you to enter text to be seen on your website. You can also create navigational links in the navigational bar. You can add banners and introductory text. That was the area we covered within the setup, the 6 steps of the setup. You can add a news and video page if you'd like. I chose not to. The Advanced Page Manager allows you to add modules and other features to different pages. And the Advanced Site Navigation also allows you to add navigational links to your company store. We're going to focus on the next topic, Manage Products. Here in the Manage Products area, We're going to click on Product Collection. And you could see that the one product collection we have on our store is that Health and Fitness Fair. Now we need to create some more product collections for our store. As I mentioned, one is uniforms and medical scrubs. So I'm moving to the top. I'm clicking Create Product Collection, and I'm going to call it Medical Scrubs. Once you give your collection a name, move to the right under Level. There are several levels you can assign to a product collection. When you choose the company level, that means anyone who has a website admin license in your company will have the ability to edit and make changes to this product collection. A personal shared product collection is a collection that anyone in your company can see. However, they will not be able to make changes to it. All they can do is use the collection that you have created. A personal product collection is a collection that only you can see and only you can edit. I'm going to leave this particular collection at the company level and move on to the next box. The next box is description. You don't have to put a description in here. It just would help if people from your company are looking at it, trying to figure out what is supposed to be in here. A description would clarify what's to go in that collection. So I'm just going to say medical scrubs and uniforms. The collection is active. Now the next step is to move to the right, click the blue Save button, top right, and save it. Now once your collection is saved, as you scroll down the page, you have the ability to add products to the collection. We're going to choose the Add Product button. And we're going to search for products. This is just the keyword product search. You can search by keywords, category, ASI number, description, supplier name, or line name. You can just simply go in here and put in scrubs and click Go. As I scroll down this page, it brought me back 4,718 items. Now, if I wanted to use a particular supplier, I could use the filter box on the left to choose my supplier in the supplier box. I'm going to pick out Alpha Broder. They only have one. I'm going to pick out A to Z line. They've got 223. And I'll begin to pick out some scrubs. So blue is their color. I'm just going to click the checkbox next to the scrubs that I want. And once I've selected my items, I need to move back to the top. Above where the images first display is a gray bar at the top. You're going to click on Marked Items and choose Add to Current Product Collection. Once it refreshes, you're going to click the button Return to Product Collection. And it's here that we can view the items we added to this collection. At this point, now that we've added products to the collection, we can select a default image for this collection. I'm going to choose this gentleman to be the medical scrubs image, default image. When you're all done, again, click Save. And we can move back using the link back to product collections, where we can now begin to add another collection. So we need to add one for the administrative people. I'm going to click Add Product. I'm going to click Create a Product Collection. And again, we're going to call this Office Items. I'll leave it at the company level, but remember, there are other levels I could use, personal or personal shared. I don't think it needs any further description other than office items. And again, I'm leaving the checkbox of active check. I'm going to save my product collection and move down the page to begin adding products to this collection. I'll click the Add Product button to move to the search area. Here, I'll type in Padfolios and click Go. Again, I'm going to move down and just quickly pick out a few items. If you have particular items, you could put the number in that search box, add them one by one. This is just a demonstration of how you can add products to a product collection. Once you've added your items, you could move to the top, click on Marked Items, Add to Current Product Collection. Now that I've added Padfolios, I'm going to go get some pens. So I'm going to type in pens and go. I'm going to use the left side to filter for some pens. I'm choosing a category of pens. And I'm going to select the price range because I want a rather nice one in the $3 to $5 range. Here I can see there are several different types of pens I could choose from. I'm going to select them. Again, I'm moving to the top where I see marked items, Add to Current Product Collection. I'm using the link on the left. Once I've added those items, return to Product Collections to move back one page. And it's here that I could see the items in my product collection. So my default image, I'm just going to scroll through here and find a nice Padfolio. This one's nice. And then I can move down and also see the items in the collection. When I'm all done adding items to that collection, I'm going to save it. And I'm going to make changes live. Clicking the light blue button in the top right-hand corner. Once the page refreshes, I'm going to click the link on the left, back to Product Collection, which it moved me back there already. And it's here that I can see my 3 product collections that have been selected for my store. Now you remember the health and fitness fair was just a placeholder, so I'm going to remove it. In the action column over on the far right, I'm going to click the down arrow under Actions and choose Remove. So the only 2 product collections on my store are medical scrubs and office items. Again, now that I've made a change, I'm clicking the light blue button, Make Changes Live. Another thing that I can do with my products is I could put a virtual sample or a logo on all the items that are virtual sample ready. Over on the left under Manage Products, you will see that there's a link for virtual samples. So all the items in the store that are virtual sample ready, we could come to the virtual sample area and we could choose that you want to show a virtual sample. Again, we could either upload a new logo or select from the image library or type text, General Medical Center. In the upload media area, if I do not see a logo I could use, again, clicking the upload media button, I could search through my computer, find the item and click open where it would be placed below where we see these other icons, and we could add it. For this particular area, I'm just going to add the words General Medical Center. So I'm moving on the left. I want to use text, and I'm going to type in General Medical and save it. Now, any virtual sample ready product that I've added to my store will show General Medical Center. One of the things that I would like to show you is under website settings, the next topic. And here are some of the things that we added when we first set up the store. Site info allows you to put in basic information about your store, the name, who to contact about the store, the address, and phone numbers. Remember, we did this in the 6-step setup. Display options over on the left gives you the ability to decide which pieces of information your customer will see about the items. You also have the ability, if you leave it wide open, to use content control on the products that you are showing. Once you've made a selection, be sure to click the Save button on this page to save your changes. The domain area is the area we used when we were creating the URL General Medical Center's logoshop.com. If you had a custom domain to use in place of the logoshop.com, you could add the custom domain to this area as well. The last step that you would need to do using a custom domain is to set the A record on this domain to point to the logo shop. 301 redirects allows you to take an older website that does have history and apply it to the store if you're trying to generate traffic. But if your store is just for a particular customer, that may not apply to you. You can see analytics and decide on how your store is working using the analytics area. And last but not least, you can create a password for this site. And that's what we're going to do right now. Click on My Site Password. We're going to choose the box, Enable Password Protection. And here we have the ability to set password text so people will know what to do. So I already have some text ready. I'm just going to copy and paste it in here. I'm going to create a password and choose Save. So this way, the only people that can use our store know the password. So let's just revisit what we've done so far. We've created a store. We've added products to the store. we've made it password protected. And now the next thing we're going to do is set up how our customers can buy things from the store. So let's take a quick look. Here we can see the password box show up, asking me for my password to come in. We're going to log in. We can see our logo, our search box, our different pages, a nice banner to welcome us, some welcome text, and last but not least, our product collections that we could buy things with. Okay, now let's go set up our e-commerce so we can finish the purchasing process. Over on the right, we have a menu, e-commerce. There are several different facets to this particular area, so we're going to cover them all. The first one is currency and pricing display. Here we have the ability to choose which products we want seen and what currency. So if you're a Canadian member, or maybe you're cross member, you have the ability to choose which dollar you want shown and which products you want shown. If you're Canadian, you can also choose an exchange rate. We have it set to 1.34 right now. You also have the ability to decide to show the supplier's catalog price or to not show pricing on your website. If the supplier has put in a reference for pricing codes, you can choose to show or not show them. I'm personally keeping them hidden. And you also have the ability to decide not to show products that have not been confirmed this year. I think that's a good idea, so I'm not showing those. And you have the ability to decide on how many decimal places you want seen. So if people are using this website not just to buy products, one at a time, but might be buying them in bulk, you may need 3 decimal places, but most people prefer to leave it at whatever the supplier has created for that pricing. Another thing you can do is you can change a price label. This is a 2-step process, and I'm going to show you how that works. So for right now, we're just going to leave this area alone, and as you see, you can't put anything in there yet. What we're going to do is we're going to the second area, the second topic, price adjustments and fees. And this is where you begin to work with the feature that I just left. In the price adjustments and fees area, you have the ability to adjust pricing on your website or store, and it's across all items. So you can add or subtract a percentage to the default catalog price, or you can add or subtract a percentage to the net cost of the catalog price, or you could add or subtract a percentage of the net cost to the net cost as the catalog price. You also have the ability to set the profit margin to a particular number that you need to make your store successful. So for just a minute, I'm going to show you how that previous feature works, where you can change the labels on pricing. Let's just say we set up the General Medical store, and it's our 5-year anniversary. And I want to welcome everyone by giving them a 5% discount. So I'm going to say subtract 5% from the default catalog price. I'm going to save that change. Now that I've made that price adjustment, I'm going back to currency and pricing display. And I'm going to move to the last item that I left unchanged. Now I can make a change to these labels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave price as price, but savings, I'm going to call it anniversary. Just a minute. Anniversary price. I can then go back to the top and save my changes. And we're going to move over to the pricing adjustments and fees and continue on with those topics. Now that we've looked at price adjustments and fees, there are also other things we can do on this page. We could set up a flat charge if we needed to do that for, say, a setup charge. So maybe we are charging them for the decorations on items. We could add a plain flat fee, dollar fee, for that charge. We can also insist on minimum quantity orders or not. We can apply a charge for orders that are less than minimum or a percentage if they order less than minimum. We can also display a warning text in reference to ordering less than minimum. If a supplier has provided a markup charge for maybe bagging each item individually, we have the ability to mark up that charge or mark down that charge as you may need. Over on the left again, we're going to look at e-commerce topics, and now we're moving to payment methods. Here is where we designate which e-commerce vendor we're going to use to satisfy the e-commerce portion. We have Promo Payment and Authorize.net who take credit cards. We have PayPal that has their own e-commerce system. And using Authorize.net and Promo Payment or PayPal, you can also invoice the customer. So the way to begin this is by choosing a payment provider. If you're using Promo Payment or Authorize.net, you would select them from the drop-down. If you're choosing PayPal, you're going to use the word select a payment provider. Then you're going to make the choice, I want to accept payments on my site. In the case of using Promo Payment, you would use credit card and electronic payment. But since I'm using PayPal, I'm going to just check PayPal. Or you could say, I don't want to accept payments on my site, which would all be emails to you about the orders that people are processing, and you would have to reach out to them and collect your payment another way. Continuing on with creating an e-commerce vendor is the deposit section. So you need to check, I want to require a deposit. And generally speaking, for company stores, we take 100%. You don't have to take 100%. It could be less, but that means you'd have to touch the order more than once for the purchase. Then we move down to the credit card setup area. You decide which credit cards you want to take, and then either put in your promo payment key, your Authorize.net ID login and transaction key, or enter your PayPal account ID. When you're all done setting up your credit card payment, you're going to move to the top right and click Save. Now, because I want to show you what happens when we order, and I don't want to have to pay for it, I'm going to click I do not want to accept payments on my site and save. The last feature we're going to cover in e-commerce is the checkout and order management. Here we have the ability, while you're checking out, to show fields dealing with a purchase order number. There are choices that you have. You can show the field, require the field, or not show the field. You can also change the name of it. So if you didn't want to use purchase order number, but wanted to call it something else, you do have the ability to place that on your checkout page. The next one is a date field. Again, you have the ability to show the field, require the field, or not show it at all. And again, you can change the name of the field that's being displayed. You can also require a minimum amount of business days for your order to be received. I'm going to make it 10. And there's an additional comments area. Now, you don't have to call it additional comments. Perhaps there's something particular about this store where a different title fits, but it's an area where your customer can add more information about the items he's ordering. The next feature on this page is other charge options. So one of the things you can do is set up a shipping charge. You can make it a fixed amount or a percentage with a minimum and maximum range. And you can also choose no shipping charges. So I'm going to say no shipping charges because actually I'm going to affect it into the main price of the item. It's going to include decoration and shipping. The last feature I'm going to talk about, or the last tool I'm going to talk about on this page, is coupon and points. So you can choose to accept coupons, but you need to go to the Global Features Coupon Manager, create the coupon, and then come here and tell your system to accept it, or you can accept company points. Now, when you choose points, you would use the range of items below to create your point system and set it up. The next item we're talking about is the account control options. Who owns the orders that are created on this store? Right now it's set to me, but any other person within my company will have the ability to, or I would have the ability to set them as the owner of record for that item. The next thing I want to talk about is who can see these records. So it's set to show only me, but in a large environment, work environment, anybody who is a website admin, I'd like them to be able to see all my orders in case I'm not around and it needs to be worked with. The next feature we're talking about is who controls the actual order. Again, it's set to me, but I also have the ability to set it to anybody else within my company as I need and make it visible to everyone. Now, down below, we also have the ability to add a CC on order confirmations. If you remember just a moment ago, orders were set to my name, so when someone places an order, I would receive email notification that I received an order from the store. If someone else needed to also get that address, maybe somebody at General Medical Center, I could add it here. So I'm going to send this to sales at General Medical Center so that they'll be notified of orders that were placed on the store as well. Last but not least in this process, as you're checking out, you have thank you pages for the order. You get an email thanking you again for the order. It verifies the payment that you placed, and it gives you a thank you email for the payment. And it also gives you disclaimers as you're checking out about the products that you're buying may not include any taxes, setup, or declaration. You have the ability to come in here and change this or not show it, whatever you'd like to do. And that goes for the product option assistant, which creates the subtotal as you add items, or the checkout cart as you're getting ready to finally start to begin to make your payment. Here, these notifications and disclaimers are being seen, and you have the ability to edit them and focus on what you would like seen on your store. Last but not least is artwork option. Here you have the ability to choose what your customer can and cannot do for uploading artwork. If this is for General Medical Center, I only want them to use approved artwork or logos that I've chosen. I don't want them to be able to upload the artwork of their own. So I'm going to use approved artwork and save it. I'm going to scroll up a bit to the top where I'm going to see my menu again appear. Now, as we were talking about artwork, here on the left, the final option tool, if we click the tools menu, we can manage our artwork here, and it would be in this area where we would upload the logos that we want our customers to choose from. Clicking the upload artwork, we can either select the logos that are seen below, or again, upload files so that the one that we want will be seen on this store for them to choose from. Last but not least, to complete our store is we need the ability to manage our users. So we're going to look at this area and begin by adding our company. I'm clicking on the company link at the bottom, and I'm going to create a company for the General Medical store. So I'm going to remove these other two. And once I've added a company, I'm going to move on to the group area. Now we're going to add our groups. So you know we had medical technicians and we have administrators. So I'm going to create a couple groups. The first one, I'm going to create a group by clicking the button on the right, create a group. And I'm going to call this group medical staffers. Users in this group can see all product collections. That's not true. I only want the users in this group to see medical scrubs. So it opens up a new area and allows me to choose what collections they can see. I'm going to uncheck office items. I'm going to leave medical scrubs selected, and I'm going to choose Save. I'm going to create another group by clicking the button on the right, and this is going to be office employees. Workers in this group can see all products and all collections. That's not true. I want them to be able to look at administrative tools or office items. I'm going to uncheck medical scrubs, move down to the bottom, and choose Save. I'm going to create one more group, and this group is going to be called New Users. And these are people that go into my store, they know the password, but they don't have a login. They're going to create a login on the store. This is going to be a group for them. So people that come in and purchase and they don't have a login, I want them to be able to see all products and all collections. And I'm going to check all new users will be added to this group. I'm going to choose Save, and now you can see I have 3 particular groups. The next thing I'm going to do is move back over to Users on the left under Manage Users and begin to add people. So the first person I'm going to add is going to be an admin in the administrative area. He's a purchasing agent. I'm going to add his necessary information. I can assign him a password so he'll know how to log in. I've got to tell him. You get to type it twice. And a phone number. Don't forget the dashes. And I get to put what group he's in. I'm going to make it the office workers. And General Medical Center has given everybody $150 credit to get quite familiar with the store. So again, I'm going to add his address. It's on Tillman Drive. And as I begin to type it, it pops up. I'm going to select it and add it. And I'm going to choose Save. Now I'm going to add another person. I'm going back to Users. And again, I can see where Skeeter's added. I'm going to click Add User, and I'm going to add myself. I only wish I was a medical tech. I'm going to add my address. A password. A phone number with dashes. And the group I belong to is medical staffers. I also get $150. Put my address in. And save it. So this way you could add the users on the store if you wanted to. Now that I'm going to make my changes live. Okay, and now we're going to view the store. The first thing I'm going to do right now is, because I want to test the store, I can have ESP open in the same browser that I'm going to purchase something with. So I'm going to choose Log Out right now of my ESP. I'll come back to this in a minute. I'm going to my store. I'm going to enter a password. And now I'm going to sign in. I want to point your attention to the top. You've got sign in and create an account. If your customer does not want people coming to this site and creating an account, we can accommodate you by removing that label that it will not be seen, so that the only people using this site are the people that you created a login for. I just want you to make aware of that. But this particular customer, they might have medical people come and go, so they might have the ability or need the ability to come here and quickly buy some scrubs. I'm going to log in right now as myself. And now that I'm logged in, I'm going to move down and look what I've got, just medical scrubs, which is all that I'm supposed to be able to see. I'm going to order some scrubs. And here I can fill out my matrix. I'm going to order 5 of these and continue. There, I can move to the top. They're going to be blank. I'm going to choose checkout. And here I can see that I've got $135 on my order. Now, remember we spoke about this. You can personalize it, show it or not show it. It's entirely up to you. Purchase order date needed, additional comments, or artwork. I'm just going to choose continue. Here it's showing me my shipping address. I'm choosing continue. It's adding the tax. And it's letting me see my final order before it's ready to be shipped. I can verify all the details and submit the order. I just got an email in, and when I go to my email, here I can see I've got an order came in, letting me know that I have an order on the store. Now, once I receive this email, I can move back into my order. And again, I'm going to close the store. And I'm going to log into ESP. And we're going to log in and move to our orders area where we can view the order that was received for our store. There you can see the General Medical Center order with all the details about the order, who placed the order, what it was they ordered, how many, where I can then further work with this for my customer and get the order on its way. I want to thank you for attending today's webinar. Please have a great day. Thank you.